Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack and today we're doing a quick little collection video. This is every single Emperor Palpatine minifigure ever made. There's only 8 different Palpatines in total, and most are in their regular dark robes. Alright, let's go through the collection chronologically now from when they were released. I'm going to let you know what sets these guys came out in and how much they cost. Let's start off with the first guy right here. The first Emperor Palpatine minifig came out back in the year 2000 and he is the only yellow-skinned version of him. He came out in 3 sets. The first one he appeared in was just a minifig set, number 334, but he also came out in the sets Imperial Shuttle 7166 and Final Duel 7200. The robe detailing for the torso is pretty simple, but for the year 2000 I think the detailing there is actually pretty good. He came with a black cape and hood, and strangely enough, a black walking cane. This seems like it was more of a creative liberty on the designers from LEGO, but I guess he doesn't look too bad with the cane. There's a lot of detail on the face that show a bunch of wrinkles, but his eyes definitely look a little bit too small and close together, and it just looks a bit strange. And he's not too bad for a first iteration. He goes for about 10 bucks on BrickLink. But our next guy here is a bit more expensive. He only appeared in 1 set, that was Imperial Inspection 7264, and the only difference with this minifig is his hands and head are now gray, but the printing for the face is still the same as the original. This guy, because he is not nearly as common, goes for quite a bit more, and if you want a good version of this minifig, you're going to be paying at least $30 for him. That makes him the most expensive of any of the Palpatine minifigs. He was 2005 and this next guy came out in 2008. He appeared in the Death Star set for this year, 10188, as well as Emperor Palpatine Shuttle 8096. I'd like to point out first that the torso printing changed, though I don't actually think this version looks better. When you compare the original torso with his side by side, it just seems that the printing artwork seems a little bit more self-contained on the single torso piece. If they had extended it more onto the legs, I'd say this new printing is better. But that's not the case, so I think it looks a little bit strange. But something I would say that has definitely improved is his face. Granted, an improvement from the original printing isn't saying much, but I really do think this guy looks menacing. Oh yeah, one more thing I almost forgot, he also comes with these electric wave pieces. This is of course to simulate his Force Lightning ability. He is a $15 minifig, but let's move on up to 2009 where we get the strangest looking Palpatine fig for sure. And if you can't guess based on the shape of his face, this is the Clone Wars Palpatine, so he's supposed to look more like the animated Palpatine from the show. I don't know which printing looks worse, this one or the original. I actually don't think his face looks too bad from the show, but that artwork style just does not translate well into minifig form. Other than that, he's actually a pretty good looking fig though. His whole body is red with dark red arms, and he has some simple robe detailing on the front. He's got this cloth piece around both of his shoulders that I think looks pretty good, and it's supposed to simulate his giant poofy robes. He goes for about 7 or 8 bucks on BrickLink, but let's jump up one more year to 2010. And he's definitely one of the more unique looking figs. This is an arrested Palpatine. The detailing for the body is very unique actually. He's all gray and has some simple black lines that show robes, but when you look closer he's got sort of this crackled silver detailing all over the body. In the proper light it reflects really well, and it makes for a really cool looking minifig. This is our first Palpatine with 2 expressions, one is a smile, and the other one looks pretty serious. He came out in the set Droid Tri-Fighter 75044, and being the only version of this minifig from a retired set, he comes out to about 13 bucks. I always like unique minifigs, and this next Palpatine is probably my favorite one. He came out in 2012 in the set Palpatine's Arrest 9526, and I really like this Palpatine because he is the only one that actually comes with his weapon. And on top of that, this is the only lightsaber in the entire LEGO collection that comes with a gold hilt. The printing for Palpatine's robes are very good. If you look closely, there's a pretty intricate pattern of some embroidery on the front and back. He's got 2 expressions. One is very aggravated, and the other one is creepy yellow eye aggravated. He also came with Force Lightning pieces in this set, but I'd definitely rather show him off with this cool lightsaber. He is the only guy that gets it. He comes out to around 10 bucks, which actually makes him one of the cheaper Palpatine minifigs to get. Here is one of the best looking versions of Palpatine. He came out in 2014, and he was an exclusive fig in 2 different DK books. One was The Dark Side and the other one was Jedi vs. Sith. He came with no weapon or Force Lightning, but he does look pretty darn good. The printing for his robes on the torso does go down onto the legs now, and now that they match up, you can see it does look a lot better from the other versions. His skin is a sand color now, which I think looks really good, and the expressions on his faces and the printing for them are some of the best. He's got 2 expressions. One is this very angry face, which is shared with the very last Palpatine that you're gonna see in a second, but his alternate expression is this evil grin here, and that's actually what makes him a unique fig. He's around 12 bucks box and a really good looking fig. And before we finish off the collection with our last guy, I'd really like to show this tiny statuette. This piece came out in the Imperial Star Destroyer set 75055, and this is Palpatine in hologram form on the Star Destroyer. Statuette pieces are among some of the more detailed molds that you can find in LEGO, and I just think it's a really nice little piece you can get for the collection. Alright, now we're moving on to 2015. Here's the very last Palpatine, and he almost looks the same as the guy that we just showed off in 2014. The only real differences to note are this one alternate expression that he's got, and that is his closed mouth angry face. He came out in the set Death Star Final Duel 75093, and of course if it's the final duel between Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and the Emperor, then this minifig definitely comes with pieces for Force Lightning. He's a $12 fig, and we just completed the Palpatine collection. So here are all 8 Palpatines together, 9 if you think the statuette counts, and I'd say for not too many figs in this collection, he's got a decent amount of diversity. I'd say my favorite versions of these Palpatine minifigs are probably some of the later guys, and probably the best fig here is the guy that comes with the gold saber. Alright, this episode's over. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any ideas about another collection you might want to see in the future, let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.